was walking felt too exposed. The driver barely looked up, and I liked that. The seat was still warm, like somebody's tiredness had just left. And I sat down gently, as if warmth could break. The windows held the city in long wet streaks, streetlights stretching in slow gold lines, like the world was melting on purpose. I watched my hands in my lap, fingers calm, but my mind still tapping the old questions, like a coin on a table. Why do I miss you when I know better? Why does my heart still reach for what hurt it? Like habit is a language. A man across the aisle held a paper bag of takeout. The smell of fried onions floated through the bus and made me suddenly hungry for ordinary life. The bus shook once, then settled, and I realized my body knows how to move forward even when my feelings argue. A girl near the back laughed at her phone, soft, bright, and for a second I felt angry at joy, then ashamed. I looked away to the rain on the glass and tried to practice a new kind of kindness, the kind that doesn't resent other people's peace. At the next stop, two strangers got on, talking quietly about nothing important, and I remembered how nothing important used to be my favorite thing, because it meant we were safe enough to waste time without fear, without performance. Now I measure everything like a receipt, like proof, like I'm afraid my own feelings won't be believed unless they come with evidence. I pulled out my notebook and wrote a sentence with the bus sway making my handwriting wobble. Tonight I'm not chasing. I wrote it twice, not for drama, for muscle memory. The bus turned left and my stomach turned with it, and I thought maybe healing is like this, not a straight road, just continuing anyway. The heater blew softly, dry air against my face, and I felt my eyes sting. Not tears, just dryness, just winter. I remembered your last sorry, how it sounded polite, how it sounded late, how it sounded like a door you didn't plan to walk through. I didn't hate you, I don't even know if I have the energy to hate properly anymore. Mostly I'm tired of translating silence into meaning. The bus passed a bridge, river below like dark metal, and I thought about endings, how they don't arrive like fireworks, they arrive like schedules, stop after stop, and then you're home whether you feel ready or not. When my stop came, I stood up too early, old anticipation still living in my knees. I walked to the door and the driver opened it, cold air hitting my face clean like truth, like a reset. I stepped out and the bus pulled away, taking its warmth with it but not taking my resolve. At home I washed my hands slowly, as if I could rinse off a whole year of waiting. I wrote one last line before sleep. Warm seats are temporary, my choices are not. Kitchen clock was too loud tonight. Tick, 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 like it wanted credit for moving time forward. I stood by the counter not stirring anything, just listening. As if the clock was a judge I used to like ticking. It sounded like order, now it sounds like a reminder that I keep surviving days I didn't ask for. I made tea, the kettle clicking on, and the steam rose soft and forgiving, like a friend who doesn't demand explanations. I opened the fridge, stared inside like cold shelves could offer advice. I closed it again and laughed once quietly, because the only thing inside that needed attention was me. I sat at the table, lamp on, room dark, and felt my mind try to replay you. Not the good parts, the confusing parts, the half promises, the later that became never. The clock kept ticking and I realized I have been generous to people who were unclear, as if clarity is a luxury only some deserve. I wrote in my notebook, mercy without change becomes permission. Then I stared at the sentence like it was a stranger telling the truth too bluntly. I remembered how you'd say I'm doing my best, and how I'd swallow my disappointment so you wouldn't feel pressured, as if my needs were pressure, as if asking for presents was being difficult. The tea cooled, I drank it anyway, because I'm learning that discomfort doesn't kill me, and neither does honesty. I washed a cup that wasn't dirty again, my hands searching for a job so my heart wouldn't have to work. The clock ticked and I thought about forgiveness, how people treat it like a vending machine. Insert sorry, receive, reset. But my life is not a machine, and my heart is not a button, and I'm tired of being someone else's convenient restart. I stood up, turned the clock around, facing the wall, not broken, just muted. The silence that followed was immediate, and it felt like a small mercy I gave myself. I cooked noodles, ate slowly, the room finally quiet enough to hear my own appetite for peace. Later I opened the window a crack, cold air sliding in, and the city sounded distant, like it wasn't leaning on me tonight. I wrote again some nights, mercy is turning the noise away, and I let that be enough. Before bed I turned the clock back, face forward, because I'm not running from time, I'm just choosing what gets to shout at me. I lay down and the ticking was softer, or maybe I was stronger. Either way I slept. To the post office with nothing to mail, which sounds pointless until you understand. I needed to practice leaving something behind. The line moves slowly, people holding boxes, gift wrap, brown paper tape, everyone shipping pieces of their lives to somewhere else. I watched a man carefully writing an address, like it mattered, like it would arrive, and I felt a strange envy, not envy of love, envy of certainty. When it was my turn I bought a roll of blue tape, cheap, almost childish, and the clerk didn't ask questions. Outside, the wind was sharp. I held the tape in my pocket like a secret tool for fixing things at home. I opened a drawer and found old letters, not from you, from me. Pages of me apologizing, pages of me explaining, pages of me trying to be understood by someone who was comfortable misunderstanding. I sat on the floor, spread them out like evidence, and felt my stomach tighten. How did I write so much to someone who wouldn't read me properly? I took the blue tape and taped one envelope shut, not to send, just to stop it from spilling into today. I labeled it things I don't need to repeat. I taped another questions with no answers, another promises that expired. The blue tape tore easily, soft rip sound, and each rip felt like a small ending without drama. I wasn't angry, I wasn't heroic, I was just tired and finally respectful of my own time. In the afternoon I made coffee and watched sunlight hit the table edge, bright, clean, temporarily. I taped one more envelope. Love I gave honestly, that one hurt because it was true and still not enough. I held it longer than the others, then taped it shut anyway, because love can be real and still not be returned. Evening came, I cleaned the floor, gathered the envelopes and put them in a box at the back of the closet. Not hidden, stored like winter clothes you don't wear in summer. I wrote in my notebook, today I didn't mail a package, I mailed a habit back to the past. And I smiled once because it felt clean. Before bed I touched the blue tape roll, still half full, and thought, I'm not finished fixing, but I'm finally fixing the right thing. The office plant looked thirsty, leaves drooping, soil pulled away from the pot like it had given up asking. Nobody noticed, or maybe everyone noticed and assumed someone else would take care of it. I walked to the kitchen, filled a paper cup with water and brought it back feeling ridiculous for caring about a plant while my own heart still feels messy. The water sank into the soil fast like it was desperate, and I thought that's what I used to do, absorb whatever was offered, even if it was too little, even if it was late. I watched the leaves not change immediately, because that's not how healing works, and I let myself accept that slow is normal. My coworker asked, why are you watering that? And I said it looked like it needed it. Simple, true, no explanation. And I realized how rare it is to do something kind without needing approval. At lunch I sat near the window and watched people outside moving with purpose. is holding cups, bags, umbrellas, like everyone is managing some private weather. I checked my phone, nothing from you, and for the first time it didn't feel like a verdict, it felt like information. In the afternoon I watered the plant again, just a little, because too much water can drown things. Even good intentions can drown things. I wrote that down. Too much care in the wrong place becomes damage. And I felt it land. Work ended, lights dim, people leaving in clusters, laughing about weekend plans. And I smiled politely without feeling left behind. On my way out I looked at the plant, still not perfect, but less defeated. I touched one leaf lightly, as if apologizing for the days nobody noticed. At home I watered my own kitchen plant, the one by the sink, and the action felt symbolic in a way I didn't hate. I cooked rice, washed dishes, did small maintenance on a life that is mine, whether love shows up or not. Before bed I wrote, today I water something quietly. It didn't thank me, that's okay. And I understood that real care doesn't always come with fireworks.
I found the toothpaste cap on the bathroom floor again. And the first emotion I felt was not anger, it was exhaustion. It's such a small thing, a plastic cap, but it carries a message. Someone was here and they didn't finish what they started. I picked it up, washed it, put it back, and stood there, staring at myself in the mirror like the mirror owed me an answer. I thought about all the small unfinished things between us, the talks we never had, the plans we postponed, the apologies that stayed generic so nothing had to change. I brushed my teeth slowly, mint foam, and tried to rinse out the taste of old conversations. At work I couldn't stop thinking about finishing, how rare it is, how attractive it is when someone completes what they promise. I watched a colleague send an email, then follow up properly, and I felt weirdly impressed, as if reliability is romance now. Lunch was quiet, I ate alone and wrote a line on a napkin. Truth is a cap on the tube, without it everything leaks. It made me laugh, then made me pause, because it felt too accurate. After work I came home and cleaned the bathroom sink, wiped the mirror, as if clarity could be scrubbed into existence. I checked my phone once, then set it down, because I know that pattern and I'm tired of repeating it. I cooked something small, eggs and rice, and ate at the table like a person who was learning how to stay present with herself. Later I went back to the bathroom and tightened the toothpaste cap on purpose. Slow twist until it clicked. That click felt satisfying, not because of toothpaste. because it sounded like completion. I wrote in my notebook, today I'm choosing closure in small places, and I meant it, not as a slogan, as practice. Before bed I turned off the light and promised myself I will stop calling leaks love, just because I'm used to cleaning up. I held the subway handrail and felt the cold metal through my glove. Like the city reminded me what's real. The train jerked forward, people swayed, shoulders brushing, small apologies murmured like weather. I used to hate crowds because they make me feel too visible and too invisible at the same time. Today I watch faces, tired, focused, distant, and realize everyone is carrying something they don't name out loud. The man across from me kept rubbing his thumb against a scratch on the pole, a tiny repetitive motion like prayer. A woman near the door held a paper cup of coffee, two hands around it as if warmth is fragile and must be protected. I thought about how I used to protect you from consequences, covering for your lateness, your half answers, your vanishing acts by calling them stress. The train lights flickered for a second and my stomach tightened, old reflex expecting the worst. Then the lights returned and the train kept moving, and I felt embarrassed by how quickly my body still prepares for disappointment. At the next stop, a kid got on, laughing with a friend, their joy loud, and for a moment the whole car softened. I didn't resent them, I let the sound pass through me like a breeze that doesn't belong to me but still cools me. My phone buzzed a random notification, I ignored it and watched tunnel walls rush by like dark film. I wrote in my notes, handrails are not love, they're support. Then I added, support should not leave you guessing. The train slowed and I felt the weight shift, my hand tightened automatically, and I realized I still know how to hold on. But now I wanna choose what I hold, not clutch out of fear. When I got off the platform, air hit me, warm and stale, and I walked up the stairs without rushing. Outside the sky looked flat, winter gray, and I felt steady anyway. Like the moving train left rhythm in my bones. At home I wash my hands, watch water run clear, and thought some lessons are simple, you just repeat them until they stick. Before bed I wrote one last line, today I held the rail, tomorrow I'll hold my boundary. sentence was a small lock on my piece.
Mailbox made a hollow click when I opened it. No letters, no packages, just there and metal. I stared inside longer than necessary, as if my patience could summon a miracle. Like mail, I closed it, and the click sounded final. A small punctuation mark on a day that wasn't asking for drama. Walking back upstairs, I thought about waiting, how it turns ordinary objects into oracles. Mailboxes, phones, doorbells, all becoming gods if you let them. At home, I took off my shoes and stood in the hallway, quiet, not sad, just noticing. I made tea again, because tea is what I do when I don't know what else to do with my hands. I opened my notebook and wrote, empty is not an insult, empty is a fact. Then I wrote, I'm tired of reading facts like they're personal attacks. At work I caught myself checking my phone for no reason, and I stopped mid-motion like catching a bad habit. Stealing from me lunch was a sandwich, eating too fast. I slowed down deliberately as if chewing was a form of self-respect. In the afternoon a co-worker received flowers delivered to the office. Everyone smiled and I smiled too. I didn't feel jealous, not exactly, I just felt how easy it is to measure yourself against other people's proof. After work I checked the mailbox again, even though I promised I wouldn't, and it was still empty. Of course I laughed at myself softly, because some habits have muscle memory. At home I put a sticky note by the door. Check once, not strict, just kind. Evening came, I cooked rice, washed dishes, and felt a small, quiet pride for how ordinary my life is becoming. Before bed I opened the notebook again and wrote, today the mailbox was empty. I was not, and that felt like a gentle wind. Dish rack quiet, one rack. One by one plate broke up like I was building a small orderly world. The kitchen light was soft, late evening, and the window reflected me, moving slowly like a person who isn't rushing to be anywhere else. I used to rush to you, to your moods, to your timelines, as if love is a train you miss if you're not quick. Now I rinse a plate and listen to water and let time be time without begging it to hurry. The dish rack squeaked a tiny sound, and I realize how quiet my life has become and how much I needed it. I thought about our last argument, how we listed facts like lawyers and forgot the point, which was tenderness. I dried my hands and leaned against the counter, feeling the small ache in my shoulders from carrying this space.
Faucet dripped once, then stopped, and I felt my mind try to drift towards you out of habit. I didn't fight it, I let the thought come then leave like a train you wave at without boarding. I made a simple meal, rice and soup, ate slowly and noticed I could taste things again when I'm not anxious. After dinner I washed the pot, watched bubbles climb and burst, and I felt calm watching endings happen naturally. And remembered how I used to chase closure from you, like closure is a gift only the other person can give. But closure can be a dish rack, a place you set things down so they can dry without you holding them forever. Holding them forever. I turned off the kitchen light, left only the hallway lamp, and the room looked softer, like it forgave me for being human. Before bed I checked the rack again, everything neatly placed, water beads sparkling like tiny stars. I wrote one last line. Tonight I set things down. They didn't break, and that felt like progress. Pharmacy was too bright for how tired I felt. Fluorescent lights making everything look too honest. I went in for vitamins, something practical, something to prove I'm still trying to take care of myself. The aisles were quiet, cough drops, lotion, bandages, small solutions for small problems lined up neatly. I stood in front of the sleep aid shelf and laughed silently, because what I need is not a pill, it's peace. I bought vitamin D, a bottle of water, and a pack of tissues, like a person preparing for winter and feelings. At the counter, the cashier asked, "Do you have a rewards number?" And I almost said your phone number out of old muscle memory, then caught myself. I gave my own number and felt weirdly proud, like choosing myself in a tiny place counts. Outside the air was cold and the night smelled clean. I held the bag close like it was a fragile promise. At home I opened the vitamin bottle and the tablets rattled, a small dry sound like realism. I took one with water and told myself, this is not romance, this is maintenance. I cooked dinner simple,
when I'm hurting. Ignore side effects, but I'm learning. Real love doesn't make you sicker. Real love doesn't punish you for needing it. Before bed I left the vitamin bottle on the counter in plain sight. A reminder that healing is not a mood, it's a practice. I turned off the light and felt the day close like a store door. Quiet, final, clean. My pen stopped working mid-sentence, and the ink line faded like it got tired of telling the truth. I shook it, scribbled on the margin, pressed harder than I should, as if force could bring back flow. The page held my half-thought dangling, and I realized how much I hate unfinished things. Not because I'm perfectionist, because unfinished things invite hope, and hope can be a trap when it has no partner. I opened a drawer, found another pen, but I kept staring at the broken one like it was symbolic of conversations with you. You'd start, then stop. You'd promise, then soften. You'd say later, like later is a place you actually visit. I wrote again with a new pen. Slow, clean ink felt my shoulders ease, because continuity is a small comfort. At work I watch people speak confidently, complete their thoughts as if being clear is the most ordinary thing in the world. I envy that, not the confidence, the completion. Lunch came, I ate quietly and wrote a line on a napkin. Broken tools don't mean broken hands. Then I folded it and put it in my pocket like a private reminder. In the afternoon I caught myself waiting for a message that I didn't even want, just reflex like touching a bruise to confirm it's still there. I went outside for air, cold wind waking my cheeks, traffic noise steady. I let the world be loud without taking it personally. Back home I sat at the table again and tried the broken pen once more. It gave one thin scratch of ink, then nothing. I stopped trying, not angrily, just decisively, and threw it away. The trash can closed with a soft lid sound, and I felt something unclench, because sometimes the kindest thing is ending the attempt. I made tea, watched steam rise, and wrote in my notebook. Today I replaced what wouldn't work. I didn't argue. turned off the light and let the sentence finish itself inside my chest. Flow returns when you stop forcing what's empty. Dry today when they're doing its usual work. Skin tight at the knuckles, a small discomfort that asks for attention. I bought hand cream, the unscented kind, because I didn't want perfume. I wanted function, I wanted quiet care. At my desk, I rubbed it in slowly, watching my fingers as if I was learning how to touch something gently without expecting anything back. It's strange how I can be gentle with my own hands, but used to be harsh with my own heart. I used to tell myself it's fine when it wasn't, because admitting pain felt like causing trouble. Now I'm trying to treat pain like dry skin, not dramatic, just needing care. Work was loud, people talking fast, deadlines like drum hits, and I kept breathing as if breath is my real job. At lunch I ate soup and the warmth felt good. I realized comfort is often simple, and I've been complicating it. In the afternoon I checked my phone and saw your name in an old thread. Not a new message, just history sitting there. My stomach tightened and loosened because I didn't open it. I didn't punish myself for remembering. I put on more hand cream and thought boundaries are like this, reapplied when the weather is harsh. After work I walked home slowly, wind biting my face. I kept my hands in my pockets, holding warmth like a secret. At home I washed dishes, hot water steaming, and my hands didn't sting as much because I prepared, because I cared before the damage. I sat down with my notebook and wrote, today I did maintenance. Then I added, maintenance is love without the performance. Yeah. Evening passed quietly, no big breakthroughs, just steady choices, and that felt like real progress. Before bed I put the hand cream by my toothbrush so I won't forget tomorrow, because I know myself, I forget care when I'm tired. I turned off the light, hands soft, mind quieter, and whispered small care counts, like a promise I can actually keep. Ooh. Quiet checkout line, I stood in the checkout line with 2 items, milk and bread, like I was buying a normal life. The cashier was tired, eyes soft, hands moving automatically, scanning, bagging. The rhythm of survival. Behind me someone sighed loudly, impatient, as if waiting is an insult. I watched a little conveyor belt carry my groceries forward, slow and steady, and I thought, this is what I need. Steady movement without drama. I used to treat love like a rush line, like if I wasn't quick I'd lose my turn, I'd lose you. So I hurried, apologized, made myself smaller so you wouldn't leave, as if leaving is a weather event.
I had to predict, now I wait and let waiting be what it is. A neutral space, not a threat. When it was my turn, the cashier asked, do you need a bag? And I said yes, because I'm allowed to need support without shame. My card beeped, approved, and that sound always makes me feel like the world still agrees I can exist in it. Outside, night air hit my face, cold clean. I carried the bag home, feeling the weight in my arm and the lightness in my chest. At home, I put milk in the fridge, bread on the counter, and stared at them like proof that I can provide for my own life. I made a simple sandwich, ate slowly and didn't scroll, didn't search for a distraction, just tasted the plainness. Later I wrote in my notebook, today I waited without panicking. Then I wrote, waiting is safer when you stop expecting rescue. I thought about you briefly like a passing car light, then it was gone and the room stayed quiet and I stayed too. Before bed I checked the lock once, then stopped, because trust starts with not rechecking everything. I turned off the lamp and let the darkness be ordinary, not loaded with meaning. And I slept like a person who bought milk and bread and believed it. That's enough for tonight. My phone was at 5%, and I felt that old anxiety, like low battery means low safety. Then I remembered I bought a spare charger weeks ago and forgot about it, because I've been living like emergencies are normal. I plugged it in and the battery icon turned green, and something in me relaxed, too much for something so small. I realized I'm starved for reliability, even from objects. I used to look for that green icon in people, a sign they're present, a sign they'll stay, a sign they won't disappear mid-conversation. But people don't have icons, they have patterns, and I kept ignoring the patterns because hope is loud. At work, I kept thinking about preparation, how quiet it is, how unromantic it is, how it still saves you. I wrote on a sticky note, prepare for yourself. Not because you're alone, because you're responsible for your own peace. Lunch was quick, I drank water and felt grateful for how basic needs still work even when emotions don't. In the afternoon, a coworker asked, are you okay? And I said yes, but this time I'm managing, and that counts. I came home and noticed the spare charger lying there calmly, like a friend who doesn't lecture. I cleaned the table, put the charger in a drawer labeled extras. And I thought I want relationships that feel like extras, not like life support. Evening moved slowly, I cooked rice, washed dishes and didn't search for something to hurt myself with. Before bed I checked my phone, full battery, and laughed quietly, because it shouldn't matter this much, but it does. I wrote in my notebook, today I remembered my spare charger. Maybe I'm becoming the kind of person who takes care of future me. And I sat with that like it was a compliment I earned. I turned off the light and felt the day end. Clean charge, no cliffhanger.
I wore my raincoat today, even though the forecast said maybe, because maybe is enough to prepare. In the pocket I found a folded note, old, soft from being carried, a sentence I wrote months ago and forgot. It said, don't confuse attention with love. I stood in the hallway, reading it twice, like it was written by a stranger who knows me well. Outside the air smelled like wet pavement, clouds hanging low, and I felt oddly calm because my coat was ready, because my mind had a rule at work. People talked over each other, meetings stacking, and I held that note in my pocket like a small anchor. When someone complimented my work, I said thank you and didn't downplay it. I let the attention be what it was and nothing more. At lunch, rain started for real, soft at first, then steady, and I watched it through the window, thinking about you. You used to appear like weather, sudden, intense, then gone, leaving me to clean up my own soaked feelings. I used to call that passion because I wanted it to be romantic, but romance shouldn't leave you drenched without warning. After work I walked home in the rain, hood up, hands warm in pockets, and the note pressed against my fingers like it was insisting on being remembered. At home I hung the raincoat by the door, water dripping quietly, and I unfolded the note again, smiling a little because past me was trying to help. I brewed tea, sat at the table, and wrote a new note. Love is consistent, love doesn't keep you guessing. I folded it and put it in the same pocket, so tomorrow me can find it on a day when my brain forgets. Evening was quiet, rain tapping the window, steady percussion, and I felt my chest soften, because steadiness is a kind of music. Before bed I checked the pocket once more, note still there, dry, safe, and I whisper good night to the coat, to myself. The microwave beeped 3 times, sharp, impatient, like it needed a response right now. I stood there watching the numbers and then thought about you, how you used to demand instant calm after slow damage. The soup was hot, steam fogging the bowl, and I burned my tongue slightly, a small reminder even comfort has edges. I carried the bowl to the table, sat down properly and ate slowly, because I'm tired of rushing through my own life like it's a hallway. The beeps echoed in my head and I realized how much I flinch at sudden sounds, as if surprise means trouble. I used to flinch at your tone, the way a sentence could turn cold mid-word, and I'd scramble to fix a mood I didn't break. Now the microwave beeps and I practice. Not everything is a threat. Some things are just signals, and I get to choose how to respond. At work, someone sent a quick question with a dozen demands, and I answered calmly but not immediately. I let it sit 10 minutes just to prove to myself that urgency is often a costume people wear. Lunch was quiet, I drank water and wrote in my notes. Beeping is not an emergency, then I added, neither is silence. After work I came home and reheated leftovers, microwave humming steady neutral. When it beeped again I didn't jump, I smiled a little, because the smallest victories are still victories. I opened my notebook and wrote, today I practiced response instead of reaction. Then I underlined response like a promise I wanna keep. Evening passed, I washed dishes, folded laundry, and noticed how peaceful maintenance can be when nobody's grading you. Before bed I reheated water for tea, heard the final beep and whispered, got it. Not obedient, just present. I turned off the light and felt my mind less jumpy, like it learned a new rhythm. The train was delayed 10 minutes, then 15, and the platform filled with restless energy. People checked their phones over and over, like repetition could speed up reality. I stood near a pillar, hands in my pockets, and tried to stay soft while the crowd got sharp. A man cursed under his breath, a woman sighed dramatically, someone tapped their foot like a metronome. For impatience, I felt my own impatience rise, not because of the delay, because of the memory of waiting for you. Waiting for replies, waiting for plans to happen, waiting for soon to become a real time. The loudspeaker crackled an apology from a machine, and I laugh quietly because at least machines apologize with information. I watched the tracks, dark lines stretching forward, and told myself delays are not rejections, they're just delays. Then I corrected myself. Some delays in love are rejections disguised politely. The train finally arrived, wind pushed my coat, doors open, and everyone surged in like relief has elbows. I found a corner, held the rail, and felt the car move, that familiar forward pull. The city slid past, tunnel lights blinking, and my mind stayed unusually calm, like the delay taught it something. At work I carried that calm into meetings, into emails, into small conversations, and it surprised me how useful calm is when you don't spend it on the wrong person. After work, the same platform, the same tracks, and I didn't feel dread. I felt neutral. Neutral is underrated. Neutral is safe. Neutral is where you rebuild. At home I made dinner and waited for the rice cooker to click done, and I didn't check my phone while waiting. I wrote in my notebook, today I waited without spiraling. Then I wrote, if it's real, it arrives. If it's not, I stop standing on the platform. Before bed, I listen to my own breath, slow, even, and realize calm is a skill, and I'm practicing it one delay at a time. One delay at a time.
Underpass truth tears echo in my chest. Yeah, underpass truth tears echo in my chest. I'm tired of guessing what's left. Street noise running, rain on the rail. Yeah, street noise running, rain on the rail. I can't ride on baby, baby, it failed.
You say don't doubt me, like doubt's a crime. Yeah, you say don't doubt me, like doubt's a crime. But love don't hide behind time.
Underpass truth test,
Tell us what we are.
underpass truth test.
Love done drift too far.
If we can't speak it honest, we won't heal this scar.
I ain't asking for roses, I ain't asking for gold. Yeah, I ain't asking for roses, I ain't asking for gold. I'm asking for your truth told bold.
Guitar down the block, cut a hard clean line. Yeah, guitar down the block, cut a hard clean line. Like it teach my backbone
harmonica answer, laughed and cried. Yeah, harmonica answer, laughed and cried, like it knew we can't live. Have tried.
Underpass truth
Test, tell us what we are.
Underpass truth test.
Love don't drift too far.
If we can't speak it honest, we won't heal this scar.
If you got somebody, say it in the day.
Don't leave me read in silence, throwing breath away.
I can take a heartbreak, I can take the rain,
But don't make me smaller just to soothe your gain. Yeah. Underpass truth test, we standing in the light. Underpass truth test, we end it right.
if love can't stand up on it, it
Don't live tonight.
My shoelace came undone right outside the building, and I almost kept walking because I was in a hurry for no reason. Then I stopped, knelt down and tied it properly. Slow loop, slow pull, and I felt how rare it is to do something carefully. The sidewalk was cold, people passed behind me, their footsteps rushing, and I stayed there patient like a small rebellion. I used to rush to explain myself, to fix things, to close arguments before they got worse. But rushing never helped, it just made me tired and kept you comfortable in your half effort. I stood up and walked slower, feeling the lace tight, a simple security that doesn't depend on someone else's mood. At work, a meeting ran late, people talked in circles, and I noticed how much time gets wasted when nobody wants to be clear. I didn't volunteer to carry the confusion. I listened and said one sentence, clean and honest, and the room went quiet. It felt powerful, not loud, just grounded. Lunch was quick, I chewed slower because I'm practicing patience in small places so I can use it in big places. After work I walked home in the same shoelace, stayed tied, no surprises, no extra work. At home I cooked dinner and waited for water to boil without checking my phone, without filling the silence. I wrote in my notebook, patience is not weakness. Then I wrote, patience is choosing not to panic when things take time. I thought about you and realized I was patient with you in a way that became self-erasure. So now I'm redirecting patience toward myself, toward my healing, toward my future. Before bed I untied my shoes slowly and felt calm because small rituals can teach your body it is safe I turned off the light and the day ended with no loose ends, at least not on my feet. Chose the window seat at the cafe, not for the view, for the distance. The glass makes a boundary soft and invisible. I can watch people without being pulled into them. I ordered a coffee, the cup was warm, two hands around it, like holding a small animal that trusts you. Outside, people hurry past scarves, umbrellas, bags, everyone carrying some version of their day. I watched a couple share one headphone laughing, and my chest tightened then relaxed. I didn't want them, I wanted the feeling of being chosen without negotiation. I opened my notebook and wrote, routine is a shelter. Then I added, shelter does not have to be dramatic. I used to believe love should be intense, big gestures, late night confessions, storms that prove passion. But storms also ruin houses, and I'm tired of rebuilding because someone loves like weather. The cafe speaker played soft music, the espresso machine hissed, and the background noise felt like a blanket. I wrote about work, about my tired shoulders, about the way I smiled politely when I wanted quiet. I wrote about you, only one line, I hope you learn consistency. Then I crossed it out because it's not my job to write your lesson plan. I drank my coffee slowly, watched sunlight move across the floor and felt calm for almost a full minute. That minute mattered because peace arrives in minutes before it becomes hours. When I left, the barista said, have a good day, and I said, you too, and meant it. On the way home, the city felt less harsh because I carried a small routine in my chest. At home, I put my keys down, washed my hands, and didn't immediately reach for my phone. I wrote in my notebook, today I chose a window seat. I chose distance that protects me. And I slept, feeling like that choice was a quiet kind of love.
swore I was ready. My face half lit, eyes tired but awake. I used to avoid mirrors because they ask questions without words, and I didn't always like my answers. The elevator stopped on 3. Someone stepped in and I shifted slightly, making room. Like a reflex I learned from making room in love. The doors closed, a soft seal, and the mirror showed us both, two strangers sharing a vertical silence. He looked at his phone, I looked at the floor, and the elevator hummed steady, like it had no opinion about our lives. I thought about how you used to look past me, not cruelly, just carelessly, as if my feelings were background noise. The mirror made me notice my shoulders, how they lift when I'm bracing, even in a small box with polite strangers. I breathed out slowly, let my shoulders drop, and felt the difference between tension and habit. At the lobby, I stepped out first, and the cold air outside felt clean, like a reset I didn't have to earn. At work, I caught myself rehearsing a conversation with you in my head, a conversation I no longer plan to have. I stopped mid-thought, like closing a tab that drains your battery in the background. Lunch was simple, I ate slower, not because I had time, because I chose to treat time like it belongs to me. In the afternoon, a coworker asked, "Are you coming to the team dinner?" And I said, "Maybe next time," without guilt, without explanation. The mirror lesson returned. Choice can be quiet. Choice doesn't need a speech. Choice can be a small no that protects a bigger yes later. After work, I took the stairs once just to avoid the mirror, then laughed at myself because avoidance is still a habit I'm untangling. At home, I stood in front of my own mirror, bathroom lights soft, and looked at myself for a full 10 seconds. No criticism, no performance, just recognition. I wrote in my notebook, today I didn't flinch at my reflection. Then I added, I'm learning to stand with myself without shrinking. Before bed I turned off the light and felt my chest less tight, like the day taught my body a new posture. Trash day was early, I heard the truck outside. Metal bins clanging like a rough kind of music. I carried my bag down, hands cold, and the weight in it felt heavier than it should have. Not because of garbage, because of symbolism, because throwing things out reminds me that endings can be scheduled. The bag had old receipts, broken hangers, a chip mug, and a stack of papers I kept just in case.
Just in case what? Just in case you came back. Just in case I needed proof. Just in case hope needed fuel. I stood by the bin and hesitated like the trash could judge me for letting go. Then I dropped the bag in thought and felt a small relief that didn't ask permission. The truck lifted the bin, dumped it loud and moved on without sentiment. I envied that how easy it looked to remove what's done and keep driving. At work I thought about what I still keep. Old messages, old assumptions, old self-blame, the kind that never gets collected. I wrote in my notebook, release is not forgetting. Release is refusing to carry what is finished. Lunch came, I ate quietly, watched people laugh, and didn't measure myself against their ease. After work I came home and the hallway smelled cleaner, like the building itself had exhaled. I checked my closet and chose one sweater that always reminds me of you. Not because you gave it to me, because I wore it while waiting for you. I folded it carefully and put it in a donation bag. No drama, just a decision. The bag by the door looked ordinary, and that made me proud. Because ordinary is where healing lives. Before bed, I listened for the trash truck again. Already gone, already done. I wrote one last line. Today the city took my trash. I kept my peace, and I slept lighter without needing applause. Straight for what I needed to say. Work notes on the left, private thoughts on the right. Like I'm living two lives, one that earns a paycheck, one that tries to stay alive. In the meeting, I nodded on cue, typed action items, and felt my mouth form smiles like a practice language. But my hand kept drifting to the margin where my real voice lives. I wrote, don't chase anyone who enjoys being unclear. Then I stared at it because it sounded harsh and true. And I'm learning to let truth sound how it sounds. The presenter kept talking, slides changing, people pretending to focus. And I wondered how many margins were filled with silent confessions. At lunch I ate outside, cold air biting, and the sky looked pale, like it was all so tired. I flipped to a new page and wrote a short prayer, not religious, just honest. Let me stop translating silence, let me stop paying for love with my dignity. Let me be chosen without bargaining. The words looked heavy but they didn't crush me, they held me like a railing. In the afternoon I caught myself opening our old chat thread, thumb hovering like a habit reaching for its reward. I closed it and wrote in the margin again, not today. 2 words that felt like a door lock. After work I walked home slowly, hands in pockets and the notebook pressed against my side like a small shield. At home I made tea, sat at the table and read practical, like a checklist for my nervous system. Before bed I drew a small line under the prayer and wrote, I mean it. Then I smiled because making meaning can be playful even when it's serious. I turned off the light and felt the words settle, not as a wish, as a direction. Today, not in the lines because the lines felt too strict for what I needed to say. Work notes on the left, private thoughts on the right, like I'm living two lives, one that earns a paycheck, one that tries to stay alive. In the meeting I nodded on cue, typed action items and felt my mouth form smiles like a practice language, but my hand kept drifting to the margin where my real voice lives. I wrote, don't chase anyone who enjoys being unclear. Then I stared at it because it sounded harsh and true, and I'm learning to let truth sound how it sounds. The presenter kept talking, slides changing, people pretending to focus, and I wondered how many margins were filled with silent confessions. At lunch I ate outside, cold air biting, and the sky looked pale like it was also tired. I flipped to a new page and wrote a short prayer, not religious, just honest. Let me stop translating silence. Let me stop paying for love with my dignity. Let me be chosen without bargaining. The words looked heavy, but they didn't crush me. They held me like a railing. In the afternoon, I caught myself opening our old chat thread, thumb hovering like a habit, reaching for its reward. I closed it and wrote in the margin again, not today. Two words that felt like a door lock. After work I walked home slowly, hands in pockets and the notebook pressed against my side like a small shield. At home I made tea, sat at the table and reread the margin prayer. It didn't feel magical, it felt practical, like a checklist for my nervous system. Before bed I drew a small line under the prayer and wrote, I mean it. Then I smiled because making meaning can be playful even when it's serious. I turned off the light and felt the words settle, not as a wish, as a direction.
sunrise found the curtain gap. A thin blade of light cutting across the floor, like a quiet announcement. You made it to morning. I stayed in bed watching that light move slowly, as if time was gentle today, as if the world wasn't in a hurry to demand things. My phone was silent, no new messages, and I felt grateful for the silence instead of suspicious. I used to treat quiet like a test, like love was hiding behind it. Now I'm learning quiet can be a gift, a space that doesn't manipulate, a room that doesn't ask me to prove myself. I got up slowly, washed my face, cold water waking my skin, and the mirror looked kinder in morning light. I made coffee and the first sip tasted clean, not like yesterday, not like compromise. I opened the window just a crack, cold air slipped in and the city sounded far away, like it respected my boundary. I sat at the table with my notebook and wrote track 50, then I paused because milestones make you look back. I remember the early pages, how desperate my words were, how I kept bargaining with absence as if absence could be negotiated. Now my words feel steadier, not perfect, just steadier like my spine. Finally found its place. I wrote today I'm not waiting, then I wrote today I'm building. Simple, plain, 2 sentences that don't need decoration. Outside the light grew warmer, curtain gap widening and the room filled slowly like a gentle flood. I thought about you once, like touching a scar lightly, not to reopen it, just to acknowledge it existed. Because I have chores, because I have plans, because I have a life that doesn't need permission. I cleaned the sink, water running clear, folded laundry, opened a new page. I wrote the next line for whatever comes after this. Keep going, not loudly, just truly. I closed the notebook and sat in the sunlight for a full minute, letting warmth be what it is. Before noon I looked at the curtain gap again and smiled, because the sunrise doesn't ask who deserves it, it just arrives.